Hi guys, Daz here with another episode of my top 20 selling comic books of the week. This time it's episode 25. Today I'm going to be discussing the best selling books on eBay from the 7th of June 2019. Basically, since coverprice.com came on the scene, they have become a go-to spot for watching eBay trends on comics. And they scour thousands of eBay sales to culminate data to spotlight the hottest selling comics. Here's this week's top 20. Yeah, I got the full boat today, 20. And I got a feeling I'm going to do all right this time round. Feel it in me bones, guys. Let's see if you can beat me. Most people normally do. Starting in at number 20 on our list. Do I have it? I do. The Walking Dead, issue 191. Of course, this book is on fire right now because this is the book that shows the main star, Rick Grimes, is shot in the chest at point blank range. The issue ends on a cliffhanger. 192 accompanies this book. Will we find out whether Rick dies or lives? 28 copies have sold of this book this past week with a 7-day trend of plus 103% and a high raw sale of $20. I paid cover price for mine, £3.50 the day it came out. I think Walking Dead probably needed this. The comic book series has been on a steady decline. I've got very few Walking Deads in my collection. The TV series also seems to be struggling of late. Now, Kirkham has announced in the past, once Rick Grimes dies, the series will probably wrap up soon after. Time will tell. Number 19 on our list. Do I have number 19? I don't. The book in question is Spider-Man Miles Morales, issue 6, the limited Battle Lines variant. Pretty cool Mysterio on the cover. Of course, we are getting Mysterio in Spider-Man Far From Home. That is coming to the cinemas very, very soon. 27 copies of that book have sold this past week with a 7-day trend of plus 110% and a high sale raw of $14. The last couple of weeks, the lists have been full of Atlas books. Number 18 on our list, Atlas Comics again. Phoenix, issue number 1. The first appearance of Phoenix. Of course, we are getting a supposed Atlas Comics universe with a huge budget that could rival, they say, the MCU. I doubt it very much, but I'm excited as a collector to see where Atlas Comics are heading. Phoenix 1. 33 copies have sold this past week with a 7-day trend of plus 94%. And high sale CGC 9.8 has just sold for $175. I picked up my second Atlas number 1, which I picked up Iron Jaw at a recent con. That goes with my Planet of Vampires issues 1 and 2. So excited to add that to the PC for a relatively cheap price. Number 17 on our list. Do I have it? I do not. It is Miles Morales, Spider-Man, issue number 5. And at the back of this book is the cameo of Starling. Starling is the granddaughter of Vulture. 26 copies have sold this past week with a 7-day trend of plus 125%. And High Sale Raw has sold recently for $22. I've been on the lookout for both issues 5 and 6 with no joy as yet. Number 16 on our list. Do I have it? I do. It is War of the Realms, New Agents of Atlas, issue number 1. In fact, I picked up a second copy the other day for just 50 pence. Whole host of first appearances in this book. Of course, we get the first appearance of the new Agents of Atlas team, which is Shang-Chi, Jimmy Woo, Amadeus Cho, Crescent, Law, Luna Snow, Arrow, Silk, Swordmaster and Wave. Now Marvel have announced that going forwards they are going to really push this new Asian team. I'm all for it. I like new characters, and the first appearance of Wave, in particular, I think could be well sought after down the line. What can I tell you about this book? 29 copies have sold this past week, with a 7-day trend of plus 113%. And Wholesale Raw has just gone for $25. £3.60 for this one, 50p for another. I'm okay with that so far. Number 14 on our list. Do I have it? I do, and it's a book that very few of you have seen. Sorry, we're at 15, not 14, but 15, and this is an unusual one. It's a bit out of left field, but we're going with Power Pack, issue number 1. This is the direct edition. Yes, of course, we've got the Spider-Man's face down here, making it direct edition. Now, this is the first appearance, of course, of the Power Pack team. And there was I think, like a made-for-TV Power Pack film back in the day. But there's rumours that there is going to be another Power Pack, whether movie or TV series, in the works. This is the first appearance of Lightspeed, who was Julie Power. The first appearance of Energizer, who was Katie Power. First appearance of Snarks, who was an alien race. First appearance of Dr. James Power. First appearance of Smart Ship Friday, which is one of the vehicles. The first appearance of G, who is Alex Power, and the first appearance of Master, who is Jack Power. The first appearance of the Chameleons, which is an alien race. First appearance of Margaret Power, and the first appearance of Whitey. Whole host of first appearances, and the reason, like I said, there is a TV show or film apparently in the works. But 28 copies have sold this past week with a 7-day trend of plus 121%. A high sale 9.8 just sold for $375. Now I paid £4 for this copy. Passed on another one at the con the other day for around about 10. Kind of regretting that now a little bit with this news. Whether we get Power Pack or not, there is a market for this book. Now number 14, I jumped the gun just now, but number 14 on the list is a big key issue, and it's one you might not have seen from me before. It's Amazing Spider-Man, issue 252. Yeah! This is the first time Peter Parker dons the black Spidey costume in an Amazing Spider-Man title. And of course, he wore this first in the Amazing Spider-Man 3 film. Well, Spider-Man 3 film with Sandman and Hobgoblin and Venom was in it, weren't they? Now, this is one of 3 comics that was released in May of 1984 that have equal claim as the first appearance of Spider-Man's black costume. The other 2 are Marvel Team Up issue 141 and The Spectacular Spider-Man issue 90. Early promotional appearances of Spider-Man's black symbiote costume predating first appearance and main titles are in Amazing Heroes issue 35 and 39, Marvel Age issue 12, and Heroes Hotline from December 1983. Pretty cool if you can find those early promotional appearances, but this is the main one. This is the big book. 25 copies have sold this past week with a 7-day trend of plus 137%, and a 9.8 CGC just sold for $538. I paid 30 quid for this back in the back end of 2017 from my friend Lee at the Antique Centre. I put this in around about the 7 to 7.5 category. I'm happy enough with that. Number 13 on our list, and it's still here, but a bit of a stalwart of late, is Major X, issue number 1. Yeah, of course, this is the first full appearance of Major X, who is Alexander Nathaniel Summers. It's also got the first appearance of Dreadpool in it. And of course, this is a creation by Rob Liefeld, who was just randomly come out and said DC Comics will crash and burn very soon. Don't know where he gets it from, personally. Like I've said with him, it's all about, it seems bad press is a way of advertising his properties because he's got a fan base. Now, reason I don't understand why this book is doing so well, because it's not even his first appearance. The first cameo is in Spider-Man and Deadpool issue 47. Well, 31 copies have sold of this past week of this book with a 7-day trend of plus 121%. And a high sale, CGC 9.8, yeah, they're right there already, just sold for $123, guys. $123. I think I paid £4.50 for this copy a few weeks back. Number 12 on our list is a book that is getting hotter and hotter. There are increased rumours about this character turning up in the MCU, and very soon. The book in question, Nova, issue number 1. Yeah, this is the first appearance and origin of Nova, who is Richard Rider. It's also got the first appearance of Centurion Nova Prime, who was Roman Day, and he was in the Guardians of the Galaxy Guardians number 1 film. And he was played by the guy who was in Step Brothers with Colin Farrell. So, what else we got in here? First appearance of Bernie Dillon, Caps, Charles Ryder, Donna Lee Dover, Ginger Jane, Gloria Ryder, Mike Burley, Robbie Ryder. First appearance of the Xandarians, alien race, who could well turn up in the Nova film. But this is a great read, guys, make no mistake about it. 47 copies have sold this past week with a 7-day trend of 80%. A 9.6 CGC is just sold for $400. I paid 20 quid for mine back in 2018. Again, a 7 to a 7.5 copy. I'm happy enough with it for now. It's a pence copy. I would like to get the cents at some point. But of course, the MCU is now going cosmic going forward. He's a guarantee. Our first runner-up is a book that I do not own. The book in question is War of the Realms, Agents of Atlas, issue number 2. If I can just get that up, we'll be hunky-dory. Let's try and find it, guys. This is it. Now, the reason this one's hot is the first appearance of the Swordmaster. The Swordmaster. Now, he first appeared on the cover. Here he is, of issue 1, but he was not inside the book. So that's the reason that book is getting hot. The 7-day trend on that is plus 106% because 38 copies have sold of that Agents of Atlas 2 this past week. And a high sale roll for that book of $20. That's our runners up done. We're into the big top 10. And I'm doing all right so far. Let me know in the comments how you get on. So we're into the top 10. And starting in at number 10, do I have it? I don't. We are talking Venom issue 14, the Max Lim Battle Lines variant. No particular reason that is hot other than that is a stunning cover. Now, the average raw sale now of that book is $35. So it is on fire a little bit at the moment. Plus 123% on the units sold. So I have no actual figure for the amount of units sold. But yeah, Venom 14, the Max Lim Battle Lines variant is our 10. Number 9 on our list is a book I did a hot comic book alert on recently, and I picked up the B cover to go alongside this beauty. Bone Parish, issue number 1. I sold a copy of this on eBay a little while ago with shipping for probably less than $5, and I've actually sent a copy as well to my good friend at Magic Moments. But it's on fire right now. The 7-day trend, plus 163%. Why? Because this is a book from Colin Bunn that has just been optioned. And it's quite a morbid tale about people who are now taking drugs that uses the ashes of dead people, and they're hallucinating, I believe. Now, 27 copies have sold of this book this past week. Average raw sale now, $19.52. I found a copy recently for 50p. They are out there, guys. Just got to get looking. And the average graded book for this now, $62.50. This is a nice regular Lee Garbett cover. That is the most sought after of all the covers. Number 8 on our list. I showed the direct edition recently for Power Pack issue 1. Now we're talking Power Pack issue 1, the newsstand, guys. That is our number 8 on our list. Like I say, there's supposedly a movie coming. The 7-day trend on that book, plus 278%. 16 copies have sold this past week. The average raw sale now, $20.54. No grade copies have sold of late. Number 7, and I'm delighted to see this book because I cannot wait for the film. Number 7 on our list is Mr. Miracle, issue number 4. Yes, delighted to have this in the collection. First appearance of Big Barda. Yeah, of course, there is a New Gods film coming, and Big Barda and Mr. Miracle are going to be huge players in that. I think they get married or trying to escape Darkseid's and his minions. The 7-day trend on this book, plus 411%. 11 copies have sold of this past week. Now the average raw sale for these sales is $162. Crazy stuff. I paid £6.43 for mine back in early 2017. And an 8.5 CGC just sold for $237. Number 6 on our list. This is a bit of a dark horse. The reason being, this is rumoured to be the direction that Marvel is moving in. We're talking The Ultimates, issue number 1. Yeah. This is the first appearance of Io. It was in the Captain America Civil War movie and the Black Panther movie, and of course Infinity War. It's also the first appearance of the Ultimates team. Now, whether we are getting this Ultimates team, I don't know. I doubt it very much. But apparently we are going to get some kind of Ultimates team in the MCU soon. Now the 7-day trend on this book, plus 276%. 21 copies have sold this past week. On average, they are selling at $16.49. I paid just £1.50 for this copy back end of last year. So a good book to have. Try and track one down. I reckon you can still find this in your dollar boxes. Number 5 on our list. Do I have it? I do. And I've got to shout out one of my subscribers for this. It is UK Comic Collector. And he comes from Scotland and his name's Alan. I'm not going to say your last name, mate. But number 5 on our list is Miles Morales, Spider-Man, issue number 6. This is the first full appearance of Starling. I can't thank you enough for that, mate. Kindness of your heart, got in touch with me on Instagram and sent me this book. Like I've said before, if you're missing a new book and you can't find it in your LCS, I'll see if I can repay the favour, mate. Like I say, first appearance of Starling, who is the granddaughter of Vulture. The 7-day trend on this book, plus 111%. 58 copies of this book have sold this past week. The average raw sale now, $9.25. And like I just said, I got mine as an act of kindness, which will not be forgotten. So, great book to have. My LCS is just don't get them in. They said there wasn't the demand. Number 4 on our list. Still going strong. Eternals, issue number 1. Yes, I'm okay with that. The 7-day trend on this is plus 120%. Why? Because of course we are getting an Eternals film very soon in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. And this is the first appearance and origin of the Eternals team. It's the first appearance of Icarus, who was going to be played by one of the Game of Thrones actors. Can't remember who. Apparently the film is going to be based on him and his relationships with Cersei, who's quite possibly going to be played by Angelina Jolie. Also the first appearance of Brother Toad, Margot Damien, the Deviants team, Cataphrax, Dr. Damien, Vira, and this is the first mention of the Celestials, and their first appearance is in the next issue number 2. Great book to have, guys. Now, 61 copies have sold of this past week. The average raw sale, $84.93. I think I paid $14.95 for that and $12 for that. So this one's only mid-grade, this one's slightly higher. I'm happy enough with that for now. A 9.6 of that book has just sold for $318. So we're into the top three. Do I have number 3 on our list? I do! It is Kitchen from Vertigo. Yeah, the DC Comics imprint. And I also sent a copy to my good friend Comic Vantage a little while back. The 7-day trend on this book, plus 293%. 37 copies have sold of this. Why? Of course, we are getting a Kitchen movie, and the trailer is actually out there right now. This is a fantastic read, and the trailer looks good. I had my doubts when Melissa McCarthy was cast, but she can act, that lady, and this is quite a dark tale about women on the revenge because their husbands have been mowed down, I believe. And this is the regular Becky Cloonan cover. There is a 1 in 10 as well, I believe. The average, 37 copies have just sold this past week. The average raw sale, $10.66. And the average graded book, $89.63 now. Crazy stuff. Number 2 on our list. Do I have number 2 on our list? I do. Just bear with me, guys. Sorry about that, guys. I had to let my daughter in. She's come home early from school. But number 2 on our list. Do I have number 2? I do have number 2. And it is Pearl, issue number 1. This is the variant from Alex Maleev. Of course, it has just been tweeted by Bendis that we are going to be getting a movie about Pearl. It's a hot DC book, which is from Jinx World, an imprint of DC Comics. The 7-day trend on this book, plus 257%. 33 copies have sold this past week. The average raw sale, $17.98. I paid £2.64 for this, I believe. It worked out as. Back in late 2018 from Forbidden Planet. The average graded book now for this, $200. $200 on average now they're going for graded. First appearance of Pearl. And these are number 1 book. And it is Pearl again. This time it is the regular cover, guys. Yeah, I missed out on this one. I am on the lookout for it. That is our number 1. The 7-day trend on that book, plus 200%. And the average raw sale on out, $17.75. And the average graded copy is going for $42.49. So a lot cheaper, that graded one, than that one. Okay, guys. So that is it. Let's have a look. I've done all right. I've done very well, I think, this time. Let's see if you can beat me this time, Snizzle Pop. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I'm still going. 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. 13 out of 20. That's not bad going. I hope you like the show, guys. If you like it, please subscribe. Ding the bell so you don't miss my content. That's Daz over and out. Big shout out once again to UK Comic Collector. Bye bye.